Knocking Aretha Franklin while I clean the car. Looking at Shorty in them yoga pants. Oh my lord. About to hit this day party, check the flyer. After I spray the black magic on the tires. Damn, I love the summer, these sisters in sundresses are looking heavenly. I give thanks, it's such a blessing. The sun is shining, the birds chirping, the clouds fluffy, the weather's perfect in the summer. The days get longer, outfits get shorter. Streets getting hot, pop the hydrant for the water. In the summer, throw the old kicks on the power line. Summer, cop the fresh kicks, these are out of sight. Summer, watch the whip, then you know it's shower time. Summer, hit the day party, it's 1,000 dimes. Dreaming of the summer, cruising on the city. Yeah, I'm dreaming of the summer, dreaming of the summer. I got the AC, pumping with the windows down halfway. Blowing that shit Dave Chappelle stole in half-baked. Wintertime, spring, summertime, grind. For the mansion with the Hummer.
What's going on, everybody? We about to get started soon. Make sure you press that like button.
Can't wait to sign the autographs when the fans run up. So I'm making big plans for the summer. The days get longer, outfits get shorter. Streets getting hot, pop the hydrant for the water. In the summer, throw the old kicks on the power line. In the summer, cop the fresh kicks, these are out of sight. In the summer, watch the whip, then you know it's shower time. Summer, hit the day party, it's 1,000 dimes. Dreaming of the summer, cruising on the city. Yeah, I'm dreaming of the summer, dreaming of the summer. Brunch with the wifey at the park, grown man shit. Kiss her forehead, she say I'm so romantic.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to our live today. I have a very, very good one for y'all. So let me build the introduction for you guys. Let me see. Now, with this brother, Calvin Russell, I have known him well over a decade. It's not 10 years, not 11 years, probably like a hot 15. So it's been a while. And today we're going to talk about credit. A lot of people want to build their credit scores and things. So my situation a while back, I never had a credit card, never had any credit debt, been blessed for that situation. So when I reached out to him and we pulled up my credit score, it was a 0. He was like, it's not a bad thing. You just have no credit because you never use some. Within a short period of time, he helped me build mine. I think to like a 740. So the brother that we have is somebody that's very, 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 very smart at what he does. So I'm going to let him introduce himself. His name is Calvin Russell. He is with the 850 Credit Club. Let's go ahead and give him a clap and drop a bomb for this brother. Calvin, welcome to the live.
Man, listen, that's got to be the second best introduction. The first best is when my wife normally does it, but you up there now. You up there. So, all right. Well, first off, thank you so much for having me. I know, and I greatly appreciate all of the viewers as well, too. You guys can be anywhere in the world right now, but you guys decide to be here with us. So thanks for having me.
No problem. So let's get started. For everybody that's coming on in, make sure you press that like button and subscribe button and leave a comment. You know it's going to help out the YouTube algorithm. So first, I want to dive right into it. Who are you? And the 850 Credit Club, how did you get involved into credit? What happened?
Absolutely. So my name is Calvin Russell. I started getting into credit when I worked at a dealership for 6 years. And at the time, I was in sales and I was a salesperson there. And essentially, I got tired of seeing people leave we worked so hard to get people into the door. But then it was a point where they essentially, we couldn't get them done, right? We couldn't get them qualified for a car. They didn't know why. I didn't know why. They just couldn't buy, have a nice day. And that's what most salespeople would do. And it wasn't until I started actually having conversations with the banks and things of that sort. And I said, well, you guys come in here. You want us to send you clients. We send you clients, but then you don't approve them. Why is that? And I started to kind of essentially learn behind the scenes what banks are looking for. And I said, you know what? Well, y'all not telling people this stuff, right? So I started then putting things on, I forgot the name of the platform at the time, but it was a platform that I think Twitter bought it. And essentially you would put I think it's Periscope at the time. Yeah.
Periscope, yep.
So, yeah. And I was putting things on Periscope, but people loved the periscopes, but they didn't like the fact that that the videos was only there for a short period of time at the time. And so I said, okay, people would say, man, I missed that. Could you redo it? And I'm like, oh, not gonna redo it. So I said, maybe I need to change platforms, right? So I said, okay, I'll start putting it on YouTube. I never did a YouTube video before. And I used to do it like in the corner of our old property. We still actually own that property. And so it wasn't the best quality, things of that sort. And that was over 515 videos ago.
515 videos. And for people that's on my channel, he told me about YouTube years ago. He's like, yo, I'm actually getting paid. And this is when it wasn't cool. He was telling me like, yo, I'm getting paid to be on YouTube. I'm like, what? Like, man, that sounds cool. I got a channel, but it ain't, I didn't see the vision because YouTube is really all about giving people good, valuable information. You give people good, valuable information, they're going to rock with you and they're going to like it. So my first question is, what are the most common questions people come to you, and can you talk about how can you help build somebody's credit score? If I come to you and I'm like, yo, I got a 520 credit, they said for me to get this car or something, it got to be at a 720. How can you help us, and what's some misconceptions to give people some game?
Absolutely. So the good thing is that when I was working at the dealership for 6 years, I saw well over, 10,000 credit reports. Easy.
Jeez.
Yeah, man. I mean, just because you had the people that would apply, and then you get people that don't show up, and then you get the people that, get approved and, don't buy. And then you get people that obviously buy, and you get the co-signers that never end up going on the loans, so you get they start to pile up. So you start to see trends. And I start noticing that if a person was, let's say, for example, like you mentioned, at a 500 credit score, the first thing you want to start doing, obviously, is looking at your report, right? And then understanding, what certain things that affect the score. And there's a lot of, yes, we are, a membership-based company if you want to work with us directly. But at the same time, clearly, I have no problem giving free information, right? And so
never
it's
have.
over never have. So, you want to start off by finding out what you're trying to accomplish. We always start off with a goal at 850 Club. We say, okay, what are you looking to accomplish? Right now, a lot of people are looking to qualify for home ownership. A lot of people are looking to lower their car payment. Some people may be looking to, like you mentioned, just improve their credit scores. So it's more so saying, okay, what do I want to do first? And that's the first thing you want to do is, I recommend, if you want to, it's an option, is to get an audit. Okay. An audit.
What you mean by audit?
So an audit is where you speak to a credit specialist and they essentially let you know if you're on the right path. A lot of times people, they're comparing themselves, right? Because social media is kind of accelerating a lot of things. And sometimes people say, oh, I saw somebody post that they're a 700 credit score, I'm a 500, and you're trying to move too fast. Sometimes you might be on the right track. You're just not giving things enough time. And that's what a credit audit will confirm with them. So they can schedule that, with my company if they choose to. But if they say, you know what, I just want to do everything on my own, you can start with, YouTube, right? Because there's a lot of different pieces to that, on what you need to do. Because you don't know.
Tons of free information on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that a lot of people, they say, well, you know what? Because I can't just say, hey, Chris, go ahead and get a credit card, right? We need to see that credit report to see if you need to get a credit card. That's another thing. People start getting advice from people that have a completely different situation than them. They'll tell them what worked for them. They'll do the same thing and they'll get a different result because their credit report is different. They forgot to mention that they had a bankruptcy. They forgot to mention that they got child support from a kid they're not claiming. That's another video.
So somebody going to a doctor for brain surgery and they got diabetes.
right, man, all type of stuff. And so that's why I try to keep things general, because I don't know what people's situation is. And they'll say, you know what, this is my situation. I'll watch the particular video. But if you want, at least to know what you need to do based on your credit report, I would recommend some type of audit, or to at least say, okay, this is the goal I want to accomplish. Let me watch this video based on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, for people that just coming into the room, make sure you press that like button and subscribe button. To get you guys caught up, we have Calvin Russell with the 850 Credit Club. And his brother's dropping gems. He decided to come on the channel today to give you guys some free information, some free game about credit. And, you know, we're doing a combination crypto and credit. So he is talking about different ways why you can build your credit, what's the most common questions. And I know you just recently talked about home ownership. So a lot of us, you know, because most of us started in an apartment, started in a townhome, we don't know that step. How does it work? Because like in a mindset outside of just, you know, me already knowing, we like, okay, how do we start? You know, my credit is not the best. We heard you need 10 or 20% down if we get a $200,000, you know, home. How does that work? How, you know, then we hearing things about, hey, you know, they're giving first time home buyer credits. For somebody that is looking to become a home owner, what advice do you have for them?
Well, the first thing they need to do is to find out what their FICO scores are, right? There's a lot of different scoring platforms out there. Credit Karma being probably the number one source. All these credit platforms are great. They honestly are great. You know, the thing is that banks only use one particular algorithm only because they were one of the first algorithms in, you know, at the beginning, you know, in the 80s. And that's Fair Isaac Incorporation, or for a shorter version, we call them FICO. And long story short, they came out with the credit score between 1983 and 1989. And that's when they kind of said, okay, this is essentially what we're going to go by. So you need to go to myfico.com, and then you'll see they have an advanced package. It's like $29.99. You don't need to, you can keep it if you want to, it's up to you. But it'll show you what they call your mortgage scores. And you have,
I never even heard that before.
Right?
Never heard of that before.
Okay, not a problem. And you know what? The best thing about it too is that I did a full, if you guys want an extended version of this, that I did a video on the FICO scores and such, and the additional scores. But the mortgage scores is really just a category. So there's other categories like loan. They have personal loan categories. So essentially, if you're looking to get a loan, they're going to look at your loan score. If you're looking, again, your auto score is part of that, your credit card score. So there's about 9 different categories, and there's different score versions of categories in a sense. And so you technically have about 28 different credit scores. And these are all FICO scores.
28 different credit scores?
Absolutely. So let's say, for example, you have a credit card, right? Things don't go well with that credit card, but you had an auto loan and things did go well with that auto loan. So it's not fair that if you did not the best on that credit card, that your auto loan score is dropping so much, but you're thinking it did because you're looking at your overall credit score. Your overall credit score, as soon as you log in, the scores you see, that's your overall score. But to be honest, nobody really goes by your overall score. When you're applying for a credit card, they're looking at your credit card score. You're looking at an auto loan, they're looking at your auto loan score. The only time maybe they may look at your overall score would be like maybe if you're renting an apartment, maybe, or maybe do insurance, possibly, but you go ahead and do that, and you're going to see 3 scores because there's 3 main bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And to qualify for homeownership, you need at least a 580. Now, you really want to be 620.
Only a 580 to qualify?
Only a 580.
See, yeah,
only a 580. But how they do it is there's 3 scores, okay? So you drop the highest, you drop the lowest, and whichever score is left over, let's say, for example, you're 560, 580, and a 600. The middle score would be a 580, which means you would qualify for homeownership. Now, between 580 and 620 is going to be a little bit of red tape. So you really want to get 620 and higher. And these are the minimums, by the way, to qualify for homeownership as well. And if you're not there, that's perfectly fine. There's enough free videos to get you there. If you're just throwing jello on the wall, just like, okay, I'm gonna watch this, I think I need to do this. But if you want to customize game plan, we can put that together for you. And we're averaging about 4 or 5 pre-approvals per week on a nationwide basis.
Wow. So we got some new people that just came in the room. What's going on, Ms. J? Bovine, what's good on? What's up, brother? So to catch you guys up, we have Calvin Russell here, and he is giving us game about credit scores, about home ownership, things I never even heard before. And the good thing I love about this brother and his channel, he has over 500 videos on his channel. So I'm just going to throw this out there. There's probably a 90% chance whatever question you have, he already answered on his channel. That's just the truth. Now, Calvin, do you have like a playlist Cause like on my channel, I
Yeah.
got playlists. Do you say like,
Yeah.
okay, cars, home?
Yeah.
Like, do you have a playlist? Let's talk about all of these videos. Do you have a playlist for them?
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked that too. Which, by the way, I need y'all help too. We're about, I think, 20 people away from 50,000 subscribers. So y'all need to make that happen today. So
50.
no.
Let's get this brother to 50K. Go over there
man.
and
We're almost
subscribe
there.
to his
So-
channel. We're going to get to 50K. He told me about YouTube years ago, and his brother been doing it. So, me, I'm a little late to it, but I'm sprinting now. So I'm
Yeah.
I'll be there with you soon.
Absolutely. So, but no, to answer your question about the playlist, man, we try to keep the playlist down to like under 10. So I think we have about 6 or 7 playlists that people are really diving into outside of our popular uploads. There, of course, a lot of people are going into the homeownership, playlist that has everything to do with homeownership. So you guys can get an extended video on not just the FICO scores, but the down payment assistance, right? So it's nothing wrong with down payment assistance. I go over the 3 forms of down payment assistance, how to qualify for that. If you and your boo, your spouse, whatever, your significant other, you guys want to go on the loan together. I just did a video the other day on how to qualify for down payment assistance. That way, how to buy, the second property, the third property. So all of that is in there. Then you also have auto loans. You have credit and lifestyle. So there's a lot of different.
So not to cut you off real quick, because I know he got 14 minutes before he got this call. And I love YouTube. It's funny because T Ford just came in here and tried to do some hate. And it showed me a notification. It was like, do you want to show this or do you want to hide this comment? So T Ford, your hate is not welcome in our on our channel. But all right, so real quick, because we know you only got like 10 minutes. So if you guys have a question, I'm going to put this up. Leave it in the comments. Then I'll be able to get him to answer that question. But for right now, I want to talk about real quick buying a car in 2021, 2022. What is the best game and advice of people buying a car? What should they do? How should they get started? Do they need a good credit score? Because now we see all type of signs. You can get a car with low money down, bad credit. It don't matter. So how should people go about that?
Absolutely. So we do have what we call the 850 Club Elite, and I actually did a home. I'm sorry, I did a home buying course, rental property buying course, as well as a car buying course, and I talk about leasing in there as well. And it's very thorough. It shows you guys how to get pre-approved. It shows you guys negotiation tactics. It shows you guys what to do before going into the dealership, what to do when you're at the dealership. It shows you how to setting the expectations after the dealership. So, of course, you guys can just look up 850 Club Elite for if you want to, because there's some people that say, I just want the quick version. I'll give you guys a quick version. But if you want the extended version, you can go to 850clubelite.com. But right now, believe it or not, cars are at a slightly higher price just because of inventory.
Real higher.
Crazy high. So like my guy, he's a sales manager at a local dealership here, and a car that normally costs $20,000 at the auction is being sold to the dealership at like $28,000-$29,000. So just because of inventory. But if you need a car, you need a car, right? So what you want to do is you want to at least try to see if you can get pre-approved first. I have a YouTube video on that. You guys can start with CapitalOne.com, but of course you may not be able to get pre-approved with them. That doesn't mean that you can't get approved. That just means you may not be able to get pre-approved with them. You may have some history with them, whatever the case may be. That's a good way to start, but that's what you want to do. You want to qualify. The thing about buying a car is that you can pretty much buy a car at any credit score, right? The difference is what the terms are going to be.
You say they don't. You can come in with as long as you got $500,000 and a 500 credit score. They like, okay, we'll give you a car, but
we'll give you a car.
Your interest rate is about to be 38%. Yeah, your terms is about to be bad.
Yeah, but you know what though? Here, I want to let people know if you got to get a car, and because obviously it's about to start snowing, it's going to get cold. Some people's cars may not make it through the winter, and you're stuck. You're in a position. If you got to get a car, that's fine. Your credit's not the best. Do your thing. I'm different. I'm all about the future. So your friends or family may say, "Oh, well, don't go get a car now." Whatever the case. If you need one, go get it. Because here's why: you can always improve your credit score and refinance. Okay, you can always do that. And I have videos on refinance. Just because you got a 24% interest rate, and you don't like the terms and things of that sort, you can refinance. That was based on who you were at that time, but your credit profile should be changing. But if your credit score is not going up on a monthly basis or at least on a quarterly basis, then that means that you don't have the right game plan, which is fine if this matters to you. But if it matters to you, it's okay to seek professional help. So like me and Orlando, we can learn how to do open heart surgery, but do you really want us to be, do you really want to be the first person that we do it on?
No,
So
I YouTube it. I would YouTube it. So
right, and you come close, right? Man, but again, that's what you want to do, guys. It's, if you got to get a car, do your thing, but you want to make sure that you're in the best position possible. And what a lot of people have been doing, man, that people have been loving the elite course, because now I got a client right now. He closed on his home and he went to go buy a Z71 Chevy truck. I don't know. It was like 70 or 80 grand. And, not long ago, he couldn't even qualify for a $14,000 car, but he walked into the dealership. He already knew exactly what to say to get pre-approved. He knew what the interest rates were. He knew what to ask. He knew how to negotiate. And it went from them normally like, oh, this is the car you're going to go with, because sometimes people get that experience. You're going to drive this or this and have a nice day, versus, hey, this is what it's going to be. I know my options. You can still have not the best credit, and know, as long as you know your options, okay? So don't just feel like, well, I ain't got the best credit. Calvin said I just got to go and get what they give me. You can still control the situation, and I talk about that in that 850 Club Elite, car buying course, and there's some other course. By the way, we just added business credit, course to that as well.
Oh, I'm gonna have to ask. I was literally just talking
right now, man.
I was literally just talking to my wife, literally probably like 2 hours ago. So she got one of those low plan flicks. She was like, "Hey, babe, she was like, they want to give me $400,000 of business credit, and I got pre-approved for $40,000. I was like, in 2022, we gonna probably be talking about this. She was like, man, we ain't messing with my credit. I'm like, no. I'm like, look, we gonna build some things up, and we gonna start working on that business credit, because I am not educated on how business credit work. But at this point, since I'm making more money, I'm getting more educated, I would love to use other people's money, especially if you got things going. For all the people that just came in, I'm mad we get more and more people coming in here. I would like to welcome you guys. I would like to welcome you guys. We got Calvin Russell. He is giving us some free game about credit scores. And just a disclaimer, I'm not, especially when it's talking about finance or money, I'm not going to have anybody on my channel that I don't stand behind, that I don't believe in. The club that he's in, I had the membership. I use him to help me with my credit, and we was friends probably 10 years before that. So I definitely stand behind a brother. He have a team. I'm so proud of you, to seeing you doing everything on your own, to, first leaving your job, to doing everything on your own, building it with your wife, then literally building a business and a brand where you're able to hire employees and educate other people. Like, he have so much wisdom when it come down to building your credit and helping other people. So it's he have a team that is educated on it. Calvin, where can everybody find you? And if you have what is the plan? Because people be scared to tell the prices and all that type of stuff. Give us the game.
No, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. You know what? I like to satisfy, everybody. My wife and I, we always try our best to make sure that everybody's happy. So if you're looking for, let's say, the free products, you got it. And listen, over 515 videos available to you, and I've pretty much covered as many topics as I can. But there's always something.
500 videos on credit,
it's so much, right? And so you most definitely can check that out. If you're saying, you know what, I need to just find out if I'm on the right track, or am I in a position where you guys can even attempt to help me, right? Then I would recommend reaching out to my team for a credit audit, okay? And then we can throw prices out there. It's only $15. We take a look at it.
Oh, man, and everybody be doing...
absolutely. So
people be scared to tell prices. Hold on, it's $15 for an audit?
Yeah, that's it. And so we look, and we're talking, it's a good, 15, 20-minute conversation about, if you're on the right track, if we can help you. That way you say, look, you know what? Hey, and there are clients where we say, hey, listen, you're good. Like, you're good. You keep doing what you're doing.
You can just get them the game. You can just hey, you're good.
You're good. And then
all
we have
right,
people,
all right. This is funny. What's the situation when you just can't help nobody?
you know what? I'm gonna be honest. People that just want us to just kind of do our best to try to just remove items, and they really don't have a goal in mind. Like, we really want to work with goal-oriented people.
So it's like, hey, I want to
Yeah.
buy a house by 2023. We
Correct.
got time. What do I need to do? I'm hiring you. That's
Yeah. And on average, our clients are qualifying for homes in between 2 to 4 months, just from working with us. So, and yeah,
Jeez.
at that point, yeah, man, 2
And
to 4
y'all
months.
don't know the work he was doing. He
Yeah.
hiring, like when I tell y'all paying the money, hiring this brother and his company, he was the ones calling these companies like, hey, Lando, I just negotiated. You owe this company $1,200. We just negotiated for $300. Here you go. Let's do this. Like, so you can like a lot of, like, he kept it 100 with me. He's like, a lot of stuff I'm doing for you, you can do yourself, but, or you can hire me and my team and we do it for you. Cause that's just 2 plus 2 equal 4, not 8.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, because there's a lot of people that's been trending towards that do-it-yourself, right? And so that's why we came out with the 850 Club Elite. In the 850 Club Elite, that comes with the do-it-yourself credit course. It's the exact same algorithm that we use inside of our office. It's the exact same dispute letters. It's the exact process. It says if you're 400, 500, 600, 700, whatever, this is exactly what you need to do based on, your current situation, right? So, and then with that Elite, now, by the way, the Elite is only $24.99. And so we're clear. We're not trying to sell people on anything. We're just letting you know that if you want to go that route, this is affordable, right? So
$24.99, y'all. It's real life. It's real life. And the thing is, when you're paying it monthly, you have access to these people now. You're like, oh, I got an idea. I need to do this. Hey, let me reach out to 850.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Let's talk about value. So for $24.99, you get the car buying course, you get the home buying course, that's home or rental property buying course, you get the do-it-yourself credit course, and then of course you also get the how to build a successful YouTube channel course as well. If you're
See, I didn't even know. I remember you said something about that.
I sold that separately back in the day. We used to sell that for $150. People would buy it. But
I
then
probably would have been at 100,000 subscribers if you just would have signed me up for that a long time ago.
And we put all of that into, the business credit alone. This has got to be the most affordable business credit product, to date, for sure. But if you want one-on-one customized help, things of that sort, call the team, and you can get started, for as low as $229 to get started, and that's $129 a month. That's month to month. Call our team to find out more about that. But again, look at all those areas. You can decide where you want to be, but no matter which way you go, we're ready to help you guys for sure.
My brother, bro, I appreciate you. Yeah. I know you have a call. You guys, I know a lot of people going to watch this live later. If y'all have some questions, feel free to be able to just leave them in the comments, because what we're probably going to try to do is try to aim to do this once a month or once every few weeks, because crypto and credit. So he don't talk about cryptocurrency and stuff on his channel. So he just had me on his channel, so you guys can go to his channel and watch the interview we just did for this one. So we did the same thing, but I went on his channel and talked crypto, and he came and talked credit on mine. So I know I can help so many of his subscribers different ways to make money, and I know he can help a lot of my subscribers on educating them on credit. So go over to his page, subscribe, leave a comment on his latest video so he can know it's you. We trying to get him to 50,000 subscribers. I wish you had more time because it's going, but we just gonna give y'all a tease today. But I appreciate you, brother. Do you have any final words, dog?
Yeah, just look us up, guys. The 850club.com. You can schedule a call with the team, or you can just go to our YouTube and just search the 850 Club. You'll see us right there. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate you all. Of course, thanks again, Lando Success, for having me as well.
And we out.
All right.
Knocking Aretha Franklin while I clean the car. Looking at